Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your full moon in Aquarius reading. This is for the full moon that is happening in your sign on July 29, 2026. If you are an Aquarius rising, this will more than likely be falling into your first house. I don't know if you heard all those cards, but they fell. I was typically only pulling one card from this deck, but because of the ones that came out for you, I'm going to pull them all. So this is the bottom of the deck, and this is Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back. It's South Node energy, very interesting to be showing up as a result of um, the nodes are changing signs. So the south node is going to be in your opposing sign, Leo, and the north node is going to be into your sign, the sign of Aquarius. So with the South Node, this talks about things that need to be released, let go. I kind of feel I am doing this reading for the full moon, but it gives me the vibe that this reading is tapped into the node switching signs because it's coming out of Pisces, going into the North Node is coming out of Pisces, going into Aquarius, and the South Node is coming out of Virgo and going into the sign of Leo. So there is and this is like going to be an 18-month transit. You can look back over the last 18 months, and that will show you where that node was when it, or what was going on with the nodes when they were in Pisces and they were in Virgo for you. Anyhow, at the same time, the next new moon that we do have, which is going to be in Leo, is going to be an eclipse moon. So this eclipse moon is showing up out here. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Adjustments are required. Be bold and make the first move. And what do you need to release? So I already feel, because there's so many things. Eclipse energy removes stuff. We got the South Node. This is about removing. We've had several different cards behind there talk about removing. So I do feel like this full moon is going to be a pretty powerful and intense cycle, right? And I don't feel like it's a cycle that's just going to be a couple days, a week, or something like that. I feel like there is powerful change at hand for you, Aquarius, where you are having to, let go. And to me, it feels like something to do with, because the South Node will be in Leo, the next eclipse will be in Leo. It's something to do with your seventh house, which has been something long, like a long-term contract, a long-term way of being, a long-term whatever it was. It's been a very long time. This feels like it's time for a powerful change. It does feel to me that there is, because there's something that's not aligned. It's not aligned with the Aquarian energy, the Aquarian way, which, if you haven't listened to me say this a million times, I'll say it again, which is about integrity. It's about humanitarianism. It's about truth, honesty, clarity. It's all of that sort of energy. So if you've got any kind of baggage, burdens, skeletons in the closet when it comes to things like that, secrets or things that are hidden and yada yada, best believe this will be where those skeletons, that closet gets whipped right open and these things come out in order to bring the balance and bring harmony into a situation. So a lot of too as well with that Leo energy I'm feeling very tapped into, just because of these cards that are showing up. Ego, pride, arrogance, those sort of things. Any of those things, if they're an issue, I would address them accordingly. I would look at them. I do some deep soul searching. I'd, be looking at that shadow in order to make this an easier transformation. So this is the second reading I've done for the 12 signs, and this is the second time in a row that this came up at the very first card. Discernment is at the bottom of the deck. So I do feel this is about bringing peace of mind, peace, stability, security. It's about bringing something into a harmonious place of balance, right? Um, Finding peace within. So it definitely feels like I said, if some people got some stuff in their closets, skeletons in their closets, that sort of thing. This has got to come out in order to bring this sanctuary, this peace within, that sort of energy to the surface. Next card coming out is the card of reflection. So again, I feel strong energy. Yeah, look, centering. It's time to, there's something that's got to be balanced out. And I'm feeling this full moon in your first house, in your sign, is going to bring this to the light. It's going to be activating, it's going to be initiating some sort of really big, profound shift and change. And yeah, transformation. And there's surrender to the transformation. Gentleness is on the bottom of the deck, so I feel like it's going to be important for you to be easy on yourself. This feels like a major transformation, and of course it is, because the nodes of fate are switching, and one being in the north node being in your sign, and the south node being in your opposite sign. There is a major 18 months. Like, this feels to me like something that's going to be happening over the next 18 months. I feel this full moon is triggering it. That new moon eclipse is definitely going to amplify it. And then the next 18 months is going to be the process of this all going through. Like finding that peace within, making peace within, clearing up some maybe karma or whatever this is, outdated belief systems. There's going to be a lot of introspect. There's going to be a lot of going within. There's going to be a lot of soul searching and looking at shadow self and surrendering to the transformation, allowing the process of this transformation to take place so that you can take flight at the end of this. So let's grab some clarifying cards. This is for Aquarius. This is for Aquarius. Yes, because that full moon is in your first house, which is about self, right? So, I mean, we all have a shadow, right? We all have things about ourselves that we do not like. And some people are very good about looking their shadow right in the face and coming to terms with that. And some people like to live in an illusion or in denial, like that they have a shadow self or their lower vibe, whatever you want to call it, right? And this is not, there's no escaping. There's just not, I just don't see it. So sanctuary is clarified by temptation and the messenger of air. So that temptation card is the devil card. It is, wow, look, there's Aquarius energy at the bottom of the deck, the star card. Yeah, and it's very interesting. Self node, let go of these temptations, let go of these toxic things. There does seem to be some sort of conversation that's going to be had or has to be had. I feel like it's in order to bring that higher vibrational energy out, right? The star card talks about that Aquarius energy, integrity, truth, clarity, transparency, wish fulfillment. We did see a win-win outcome over there. So, and again, we all have free will and we are all free to choose, but we are never free from the consequences of our choices. And I do feel like there was some negative choices or things that have happened that were tempting in some way. I feel like it's like, I just feel skeletons coming out of the closet and being forced to release, surrender, let this go. Let's clarify this reflection card. Tell us more about this reflection. I do feel like this is a going within. This is about doing that soul searching, looking back over, energies, choices, decisions. It just feels like strolling down memory lane. Two of Earth, yeah, look, when it came to choices, decisions, maybe that you made in the past. Ten of Water. Ten of Waters, this is emotional fulfillment, happiness. You see all the coins flowing, right? It feels like an abundant flow of energy. And I feel like, I don't know who this I'm tapping into or picking up on when I'm feeling this, but I feel like maybe in the past something was tempting, something they thought would bring them a lot of happiness, joy, abundance, and I kind of feel like it did, but I don't feel like the way they achieved it, received it, or got it was on the up and up. It wasn't meant to be. It was like, it feels to me like something that got manipulated or intercepted or something like that. And now it's, and again, this could, if you're an Aquarius and this happened to you, then this could be where it's time for these skeletons to come out of the closet, the truth to be seen, and this to be balanced out, for this to be brought back into balance. And any way I'm seeing this, I do feel there is this surrendering to the process of, I feel, the clarity, the truth, the exposure. Like I said, this is definitely going to be an intense moon. Then the eclipse comes right behind it. The nodes are switching sign. There's like Pluto is in your first sign. So Pluto alone being in your first house is saying that I'm going to dig up all the dirt, everything that's been hidden, and I'm going to bring it to the light to transmute the energy, right? To transform the energy. Pluto is about transformation. There's the moon card. I mean, this is a reflection, right? There's things that have been hidden, things from the past. Three of earth. Ooh, I really just feel like there was some sort of temptation. And again, either this happened to you and it's being brought to the light, the skeletons are coming out of the closet, or you made choices. But in the past, there were choices and decisions that were made. They were tempting. There was some sort of temptation that kept somebody stuck, trapped, bound, caught up to the choices, the decisions that they made. There's news or information that's been hidden that is coming out about these, and there's nothing anyone's going to do other than be able to, the truth sets you free. It may bring you some pretty ugly consequences if you are on the lower vibrational energy of this, but any way you look at it, it balances the scales by setting you free. The truth shall set you free. And there were choices and decisions that were made, and I feel like in secret in the past, that are coming to the light. Simple as that. Let's see what this surrender, talk to me about the surrender. Oops. Surrender is clarified by the Eight of Fire. This is somebody who's going to be moving forward quite quickly. Once this truth comes out, once this is exposed, once the skeletons are revealed, whatever this is, it's going to bring a lot of, wow, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Earth in this deck. Somebody has really done, I feel, a lot of work on their own. It just gives me that vibe of something that was blocked from them really could have made life easier. Oh, wow. Popped right out the Fool card. This is bringing a new beginning. Six of Fire. This is bringing a victory and success. Any which way I'm looking at this, I'm seeing this. This is not going to resonate for everybody. But for whoever I'm talking to, somebody was tempted to make a very bad choice in the past. They kept this choice hidden. It could have been for a week. It could have been for a month. I'm kind of feeling like it's been for a long time, years. I would not be surprised for years if this was something that was done and was hidden, right? Um, somebody's spirit is definitely going to go through a transformation. They're going to be forced to reflect on their self, their inner self, the choices, decisions that they've made. Like, their spirit, I feel, is just rattled right now, and they are being forced to surrender to this transformation. Like, there is something, the news, information, the clarity is going to come to the light. They're going to be forced to release, let go, and then there's this energy of this new beginning leading to victory and success. But it's after all of this work is done, and accountability, and looking. I just feel somebody looking in the mirror and they can't even stand what they see. It's like, why would I do that? How could I do that? Whether this was greedy or whatever this was, this temptation that they bit into the apple. They bit into this. They willingly chose to do something, take a tempting opportunity that maybe they knew they shouldn't have took, but they thought they could get. I don't know what this is, but it feels like that sort of energy. They were tempted to do something they knew was wrong, but somehow justified to do it anyways. And now this whole thing is coming to the light. cheer up, live in the moment. So this is about, I feel a lot of water. I feel a lot of cleansing. Look, face your fears. I told you. So I feel somebody looking in the mirror just like disgusted with what would possess me to do that, or what was I thinking when I did that, or, you know, that sort of thing. And for some, it's not even going to be that. Some of them are going to be like, damn, I got caught. You know what I'm saying? Because some people will never, they just won't. They just will not take accountability for being a messed up person, doing messed up things, and causing a lot of damage. But anyway, I'm seeing it, like accountability is here. So take what resonates. Children is the next card. This could be involving your children or something around your children. Self reliance is the bottom of the deck card. So I kind of feel confrontation. Yeah, this is, and it's interesting because and this card showed up, and this card showed up in the last. Look at if you have anything in Pisces, so this may resonate with you as well. But I do see there's a confronting of the situation. There is a celebration, like go and have fun, after this is faced head on. Like there is definitely a transformation that's taking place. It feels to me as a result of some information that gets exposed that's been hidden in regards to somebody who made a choice and a decision in the past, to take a bite out of a poison apple or a toxic apple, or to bind themselves to a toxic situation or a choice or a decision. But it feels to me like this is all being upended and brought to the light in order to move through this. Look, vacation is the next card that shows up, and at the bottom of the deck is enlightenment. Somebody's going through an awakening, and I would say this: whoever I feel this energy is for, that was tempted to do something, make a bad choice, for whatever reason it is, I feel that person's going to be going through quite the awakening, the enlightenment. I feel like there's a dark night of the soul associated with this, where they're going to really feel like, the life that they know, or that, they're accustomed to, or something like that, just feels like it's totally crumbling and falling apart. And I'm not surprised to see that, because and again, if this isn't you, this happened to you, then you're going to see this with someone else. And it's as a result of, like, now they got to go through this in order to shed and purge and clean and cleanse and clear up all that negative energy, karma, whatever has been associated with that, in order to bring forth the balance, stability, the peace, the success. There's a messenger of earth underneath. See the messenger of earth and the messenger of air. So I do feel, I straight up feel someone made a choice in the past, kept it hidden, was tempted by something. And I feel like what they were, I'm not feeling it was tempted by, I feel like it was a temptation to get their hands on something physical, whether this be money, resources, property, something in the physical realm. Somebody just, it feels like this snap choice and snap decision, just thinking, okay, I got this opportunity, I took it, and just never thought they were going to get caught. And there, I feel, even though this is the Fool card, I see this person blowing that horn. It's giving me that now judgment is called in on this situation, and what's been done in the dark is going to be exposed, and it's going to change someone's life for the better. Definitely change someone's life for the better. But once they go through that process of cleansing and clearing out and getting rid of all that toxicity, that temptation energy, that spirit of deceit, deception, or manipulation, or whatever that is, that's obviously clung to somebody if they're making stupid ass choices like that. But anyhow, that's what I am seeing for you, Aquarius. I do hope this serves you well. I send you an abundance of love and light. Have a great day.